Today on Good Morning Maine, in the span of 48 hours, 2 people have lost their lives in separate drowning incidents. Plus, a man was seriously injured in a crash yesterday after attempting to use a highway crossover to change directions. And the Maine Senate has approved a bill that would launch an offshore wind program in Maine. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith. Thank you so much for tuning in this beautiful morning. Let's get a first check of that forecast. Devin Biggs joins us now.
Alrighty, Emma, thank you very much. Happy Wednesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Winterport Sheds. Do you need extra storage? A place to live? Camp on your lawn? Buildings for your pets? Check them out in Winterport or at the Bangor Mall. And, of course, at winterportsheds.com. All right, let's get into things this morning. Some areas are seeing some reduced visibility courtesy of a little bit of fog out there this morning in a few areas. We're noticing it more in Washington County than anybody else. So down east is where we're seeing a lot of this fog. Well, everyone else, it's kind of hit and miss. Just keep that in mind this morning as you do make that morning commute. But otherwise, though, again, we just have clouds tracking from the southwest to the north and east and some rain showers as well. We had a little bit of lightning earlier with some of these as well, but now this is all tracking off towards the east. We will have a slight chance for a few showers and a rumble of thunder today. Otherwise, most of us will stay dry with a partly cloudy sky. Here's the big picture right now, though. A few little bits of activity in Canada and areas to the south as well. But again, a slight chance for a shower or a storm for us this afternoon as you get the daytime heating going. We see that right about in here, not very widespread. Some of us may even miss out on this. But tonight we're dry with a mostly cloudy sky that will be moving in. Otherwise, though, the winds won't be a huge deal today at around 5 to 10 miles per hour at tops. But once we head towards tomorrow, though, the winds do pick up a little bit more. Maybe some gusty winds up to 20 miles per hour at times. Sustained winds at around 5 to 15 miles per hour in a few spots. So for today, though, middle 80s, partly cloudy, a pop-up thunderstorm cannot be ruled out. Southwest wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, starting off with a lot of sunshine. Most of that continuing through the afternoon. Again, a pop-up storm cannot be ruled out. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Emma?
Thank you, Devin. 2 people accused of trying to kill a Belfast man pleaded not guilty in Waldo County Superior Court yesterday. Justin Wilmot and Isabella Newey were arrested last month after an alleged stabbing and robbery in Belfast. The alleged attack took place on June 11th at an encampment behind the Belfast Rennies. Newey entered her not guilty plea via Zoom. Wilmot did not appear in court, but his attorney submitted a not guilty plea on his behalf. Both Wilmot and Newey were indicted on July 19th and face multiple charges, including attempted murder, armed robbery, elevated aggravated assault, and aggravated assault. They are also charged with falsifying physical evidence and theft. Bail for each defendant was set at $80,000 last month during their first court appearance. Newey is being held at the Two Bridges Regional Jail and Wilmot at Knox County. 2 Maine Department of Transportation employees were seriously injured at a job site in Cushing Tuesday morning. The incident happened around 8 a.m. The workers were part of a crew that was retrieving sheet piles near the intersection of River Road and Pleasant Point Road. A statement from Maine DOT says the workers were pinned between an excavator and a flatbed trailer. Both workers were transported to Penn Bay Medical Center in Rockport. They are in stable condition. The incident has been reported to the Maine Department of Labor, which has jurisdiction over incidents at state job sites. The DOT is also working with the Knox County Sheriff's Office. In other news now, 1 man has died while whitewater rafting on the Penobscot River near the area known as Big Eddy. According to Mark Laddie with the Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife, 38-year-old Scott Newton of Madison and 2 others were thrown from their raft when it flipped yesterday afternoon. All 3 were wearing life jackets and helmets. After 2 of the rafters made it to shore, they saw Newton floating by unresponsive. Laddie says his body was retrieved a few minutes later and taken to a funeral home where the state medical examiner will perform an autopsy. We also have an update on a separate drowning incident that occurred in Lincoln on Sunday. The Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife has identified the man involved as 61-year-old Brian Minot of New Gloucester. The department says he was swimming near the middle of Little Narrows Pond with 4 others around 2:30 Sunday afternoon. They say he swam towards the stern of the anchored pontoon boat, went under, and never resurfaced. Minot was later located in about 30 feet of water, approximately 1,000 feet from shore. He was brought to a funeral home in Lincoln. One person was seriously injured in a crash in Plymouth yesterday afternoon. According to Maine State Police spokesperson Shannon Moss, troopers received a two-vehicle crash near mile marker 161 southbound on I-95 around 2:45 p.m. They say their investigation indicates 23-year-old Nicholas Johnson of Winterport was traveling southbound in a 2009 Nissan Rogue when he attempted to use a crossover and traveled into the path of a tractor-trailer traveling the same direction. Moss says the tractor-trailer struck the car on its side, causing it to go off the road, both vehicles, trapping Johnson inside. Johnson was extricated from the vehicle. He was taken to a local hospital with serious injuries. The driver of the tractor-trailer was not injured. Also, state police are issuing a reminder to drivers that using crossovers is not permitted for any reason, saying it's illegal and highly dangerous to everyone driving on the interstate. Volunteers and state agencies continued the search for 18-year-old Tyler Michaud yesterday. Michaud was reported missing by a family member Friday evening after he did not return from tending to his lobster traps on Friday. Tuesday's search involved Marine Patrol vessels and the Marine Patrol plane, along with aircraft from the Army National Guard and private pilots, which provided aerial support. The search will continue today as well, with patrol vessels as well as the Marine Patrol plane, along with continued aerial support by the National Guard, focusing on the area near Petitmanan Point. Sergeant Sean Dow says Maine Marine Patrol plans to continue search efforts until he is found. Maine voters rallied at the State House yesterday ahead of a Senate vote to override the governor's veto on a bill that aims to make Maine elections safer. Our Matthew Juronsik has the story.
Today, we are here to ask the legislature a simple question. Will you choose to stand with us, the Maine voters who are trying to protect our elections? Or will you choose to stand with the very foreign governments that are disrupting our democracy?
If signed into law, it would prohibit a government foreign entity from making any form of contribution to influence the nomination of a candidate or approval of a referendum. It would also help promote an anti-corruption amendment to be added to the United States Constitution, allowing citizens to regulate the cost of money in elections. This initiative has received bipartisan support from both Republicans and Democrats within Maine legislature.
Mainers are more than capable of making their own decisions. We don't need governments of other countries telling us how to vote.
We've been willingly holding the door open for them to manipulate our elections and to change the culture and character of our great state of Maine.
However, the vote came up short of overriding the governor's decision.
73 having voted in the affirmative, 50 in the negative, 73 being less than two-thirds of the membership present. The veto is sustained.
I'm disappointed but not surprised. This is a measure which is very commonsensical to Maine people.
Despite not seeing the results he wanted, Representative Bennett says he's happy with the amount of attention this has received.
I thought we did quite well getting a 73-50 vote. It reaffirmed that the vast majority of the legislature, both in the House and Senate, are with the people of Maine on this.
Though the veto override was not successful, it does not mean the fight is over. Because it's a citizen ballot initiative and has received 80,000 signatures, this question will be back on the Maine ballot in November's election. In Augusta, Matthew Juronsik, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
The Maine Senate has approved a bill that would launch an offshore wind program and produce enough power for about 900,000 homes from floating wind turbines in the Gulf of Maine. The legislation was approved by the state Senate on Tuesday and calls for requests for proposals to be issued for 3,000 megawatts of electricity from offshore wind turbines by 2040. That's enough electricity to carry about half of Maine's electricity load. The bill was revised and combined with another bill after a veto by Governor Mills to ensure non-union companies could get into the business of producing the turbines. The House votes next. Last Wednesday, Governor Mills vetoed a bill that would place limits on mandatory overtime and set a minimum wage and overtime rate for agricultural employees. Yesterday afternoon, the Maine House of Representatives was unsuccessful in overriding the governor's veto. They were deadlocked at 61 votes apiece. The bill also would have phased-in overtime pay for individuals employed in the agriculture industry and related industries. Bangor native and Representative Amy Roeder says she wished the bill received the two-thirds support it needed.
State by state, we have to undo the damaging work of the 1930s. I was hoping Maine would step into the 21st century and do that.
After the legislature sustained her veto of LD 398, Governor Janet Mills signed an executive order to pursue a minimum wage for farm workers, including establishing a formal stakeholder group to develop legislation that will implement a minimum wage for agricultural workers. All right, the time now is 8:11. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, a local credit union will soon stop accepting and using coins at all of their locations statewide. We'll have the details, but first, let's take another look at that forecast. A beautiful day in store once again today, partly cloudy, chances of thunderstorms, just a chance, high of 85 degrees, dropping down to about 66 tonight. Some more clouds will move in. It'll be a bit cloudier tomorrow. Scattered showers are likely, possibility of some thunderstorms, high of 84 degrees. We'll be right back.
When we opened in 2018, our business plan was to grow quickly. We had 6 employees. 3 years later, over 50 employees. Being able to work with a credit union that believed in what we were trying to do has allowed us to grow so quickly.
Hood is the cottage cheese lovers love. Why? Our country style has more protein than hummus and less sugar than yogurt. And our expertly blended flavors are a taste combination you can't recreate at home. Now that's cottage cheese. Hood cottage cheese.
Some things are worth waiting for. Something reliable, something loyal, something long-lasting. A 6-year warranty? Coyote's got that. One machine for all the dirty work? Count on Coyote. Coyote won't break your heart, and Whittemore & Sons got the deals that won't break the bank. So quit swiping and settling for less. Slide into Whittemore & Sons and be treated like family. By a family who cares. 257 Waterville Road, Skowhegan.
You should Angie that.
Angie what?
Angie that. It means connecting with skilled professionals for all your home projects, from repairs to renovations, so you can get the most out of your home. Get started today at Angie.com.
Buying a home is a big family experience. It is our dream home. Credit union is more like a partner, whether it's your home or whether it's in business. You get mommy? They're local, they're small, they want to take care of their customers just as much as they can. Pretty good feeling to have your local credit union backing you up.
After a decade of waiting, America's favorite nightmare is back.
Oh my God.
Smell it! And it's better than ever. Kitchen Nightmares returns Monday, September 25th on Fox.
Places, everyone, places.
I'm coming.
Me.
I can't see anything.
All right, it's season 10. Here we go.
The Masked Singer premieres September 27th on Fox.
Despite a national social worker shortage, more non-traditional spaces are adding mental health and social work access. A.J. Douglas spoke to the Bangor Public Library's new Community Resource Navigator to understand how they plan to serve community members in need.
Libraries have been a source of information and a place that people go to help them solve their problems.
The Bangor Public Library has been searching for a social worker candidate since this spring after being awarded $341,000 in American Rescue Plan Act funds. The funds come from both Penobscot County and the city of Bangor. The Director of Development and Public Relations says adding a social worker to the ranks makes someone available to tackle more complex problems.
Problems are getting a little more complicated for folks, so we looked to see what others were doing, and we found that there's a trend in hiring social workers to help fill those gaps.
Rigler says the role will allow the social worker to act as a liaison, connecting patrons to over 25 organizations in the Bangor area. Olivia Scott recently accepted the role as Community Resource Navigator last month. Scott says This is an innovative way to integrate a social worker into the community.
Is connecting with the different social service agencies in Bangor, connecting with our different community partners, and really getting to know their programs so that when I have people coming in, I can connect them with the person that's best suited to meet their needs.
In Bangor, I'm AJ Douglas for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
More than $520,000 is coming to help Maine to expand rural access to health care. The money is part of President Biden's Investing in America agenda. 2 Maine healthcare facilities will receive grants. Fish River Rural Health serves the northernmost towns in Aroostook County. That facility is getting almost $70,000 to buy equipment for family medicine, dental and optometry services, along with technology and food distribution services. Belfast's Community Health Center will see more than $450,000. It will be used to renovate the first 2 floors of the recently acquired facility, which serves around 8,000 patients annually. And a credit union that's been in the state for over a century has decided to make coins a thing of the past. Devin Dagnall has the story.
Since 1921, Infinity Credit Union has served tens of thousands of members all over the state. Recently, the organization made an announcement that will surely shape its future. Starting on September 1st, the credit union will no longer operate with coins, meaning they will no longer accept nor distribute change.
It's really going to be a move that I would imagine will benefit Infinity. Otherwise, they wouldn't have made that decision. But credit unions operate under what is best for their members and their memberships.
According to Maine Credit League spokesperson Jen Burke, the change of change is in alignment with the union's recent merger with Dear Employees Credit Union, who also operate without coins. The new name of the coinless creditors will be M People Credit Union.
We were a bit surprised when we heard the news, but we certainly understand that it's within their credit union's right to make a business decision.
Burke states although Infinity is the first union in the state to break from coins, it doesn't seem like other unions will be following anytime soon.
We have not heard from any of our other members. We've got 49 credit unions here in Maine. They are the only ones at this time that are making a decision, and we have no reason to believe anyone else is making that choice.
In Bangor, Devin Dagnall, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
The time now is 8:17 after the break. The pool in Orono has been forced to close early this year due to some major problems with its pipes. We'll have this and much more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Sure, the driveway looks good now with the snow on it, but you know what will still be under there in the spring? The same cracks, crumbles, and potholes that were there before winter. Call Eaton Paving today. Let's make an appointment to fix those problems when the weather is ready. Eaton Paving and Excavation.
Behind every keepsake, there's a memory. Behind every photo, there's a story. Behind Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration, there's people giving back by bringing back what was thought to be lost. The details, the time, and the expertise, all packaged up behind a name that Mainers have trusted for over 35 years. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories. We'll handle the rest.
Who has the best kept secret in Penobscot County?
We do!
Welcome to Maple Lane Farms, a fifth-generation family farm that's committed to providing you with the best quality products. Our farm-raised local and sustainable meat is flash frozen to lock in the freshness and natural flavors. Experience the top-notch quality of our meat that's naturally raised without any antibiotics or hormones. Get the best of both worlds, quality and affordability. Try Maple Lane Farms today, the candy store for the carnivore. ABC 7, Fox 22, Graham's 5 and Dime, and Moosehead Medicine want to send you to see Joe Russo's Almost Dead live in concert Sunday, August 6th at the Main Savings Amphitheater in Bangor. Sign up to win tickets by registering at Graham's 5 and Dime in Detroit. Stop in to elevate your wellness today, or Moosehead Medicine in Greenville. From pain relief to relaxation, we have what you need to improve your well-being. Win tickets to see Joe Russo's Almost Dead August 6th on the Bangor waterfront.
Sure, the driveway looks good now with the snow on it, but you know what will still be under there in the spring? The same cracks, crumbles, and potholes that were there before winter. Call Eaton Paving today. Let's make an appointment to fix those problems when the weather is ready. Eaton Paving and Excavation.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith. Well, the Orono Municipal Pool, also known as the Nickerson Pool, will close earlier than usual this year. The pool is set to undergo construction on pipes that have been leaking almost 3,000 gallons a day. Orono Public Works Director Rob Yerxa and Rhode Island-based Fillion Associates will be replacing the nearly 40-year-old pipes and gutters, a project they say is 2 years in the making. Construction will begin around August 3rd and take approximately 6 weeks to complete. The pool will close shortly before construction starts. According to Orono Parks and Recreation Director Megan Mazzella, closing the pool during the hottest time of the year isn't ideal, but it gives ample time for this unique project to be done correctly.
Knowing that this project will last a long time, that's the plan. That's why we have specific contractors coming in to do this work so it's done correctly. This is not a project that would happen a lot. This is a really unique, once in a while type of project.
In the meantime, however, those who currently have Orono Municipal Pool passes will be able to use the New Balance Rec Center pool at the University of Maine until August 20th. And it's a lovely pool. I think that's a fantastic substitute. Okay, the time now is 8:21. Let's get a full look at that beautiful forecast with Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Winterport Sheds. Do you need extra storage? A place to live. Camp on your lot. Buildings for your pets. Check them out in Winterport or at the Bangor Mall. And, of course, at winterportsheds.com. All right, let's get into things this morning. Fog down east in parts of Washington County. We're seeing that this morning. Other spots, so there's a little bit of reduction in visibility, so not very widespread. It's just kind of hit and miss. Just keep that in mind. You might encounter some fog as you do make that morning commute. We've also had some showers and a few rumbles of thunder that developed recently overnight into the early morning hours as well. A lot of that is now tracking off towards the east. We'll get the clouds out of here. The fog will get out of here as well. A lot of sunshine today. A pop-up shower or thunderstorm cannot be ruled out during the afternoon period, though. We have an area of low pressure not too far away that might be just enough to get a shower or a storm going, but most of us, though, will stay dry with a lot of sunshine. That'll be across the region. So futurecast moving forward for today, there's that pop-up chance for a shower or storm, especially in the northern parts of the state. Farther down to the south, that chance becomes even less. So overall, most of today will be looking pretty good. As we move forward overnight tonight, a mostly cloudy sky. Not too worried about any fog overnight tonight, though. But as we head towards Thursday morning, watching for clouds, along with scattered showers and thunderstorms that will be moving in. Some of those we may have to watch, though. Some of those may get on the stronger side, especially later into the day for your Thursdays that you do move through. But once we head towards early Friday morning, a lot of that begins to get out of here. So Thursday, we need to watch closely. There is a marginal threat out for Thursday, so that means some of the storms could pack a little bit of a punch with some gusty winds and some small hail with that, especially further down to the south and west as well, with some hail and damaging winds there. So we'll keep an eye on this as we head towards your Thursday. Otherwise, though, rain chances for today rather minimal, hardly anything at best for today, at least through midnight tonight. But now running this through Friday, though, here we go. Maybe some spots seeing up to an inch of rain before we're all finished up. Our average high temperature is 81 degrees. We'll reach for the middle 80s today and tomorrow. Upper 80s to lower 90s for your Friday. We cool off for the weekend in the middle to upper 70s, and we remain in the middle 70s Monday and also into your Tuesday, and dew points will feel those as well, though. Dew points will also be in the 60s the next few days, possibly even some lower 70s once we head towards Thursday and the parts of Friday. But Saturday and beyond, we fall back down to the comfortable territory into the 50s. So your forecast for today, middle 80s, partly cloudy, a pop-up thunderstorm cannot be ruled out. Southwest wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, middle 60s, becoming mostly cloudy. South wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, scattered showers and thunderstorms. Some of those may get on the stronger side, though, producing some gusty winds and small hail. Highs in the mid-80s and a southwest wind up to around 20 miles per hour. Alrighty, here is a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Winterport Sheds. We're partly cloudy on Friday, highs in the upper 80s to lower 90s. More storms for your Saturday, highs in the upper 70s, mid-70s Sunday with a mostly sunny sky.
IPM Pest and Wildlife Services has more than 40 years of experience. We are your trusted pest control experts. We bring integrity, reputation, and effective solutions to every pest challenge. We provide bedbug, ant, flea, tick, and grub control, and we also catch larger rodents. Call today to prevent rodents and mice from invading your commercial property, home, or camp this fall. 400-7702. IPM Pest and Wildlife Services. No problems, only solutions.
It's the Toyota Summer Savings Event, featuring cars from the longest-lasting brand, Toyota. You've been waiting for a new Toyota, so now's the time. Come and get it. Right now, you could save up to $1,600 with affordable 3.99% financing on an all-wheel drive Camry. And every Camry comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance and more. The Toyota Summer Savings Event at your New England Toyota dealer, your all-wheel drive headquarters. Toyota, let's go places.
If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, contact the law offices of Joe Bornstein to learn about your legal rights. Maine has the highest rate of mesothelioma fatalities in the U.S. You may be eligible to receive compensation if you were exposed to asbestos products while working in a shipyard, mill, factory, or construction site. For a free case evaluation, dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
Have you ever seen the Drew Barrymore show?
I like it. I love to have fun. I love to be silly. It's so damn good.
You seem to create this show that is unbelievably candid, vulnerable, and authentic. It's so unusual. Thank you for making this.
This is the best chat show ever.
Drew, weekdays at 11 on Fox 22.
The uproar is growing in Israel over the government's judicial reform legislation. Thousands of protesters blocked a major highway in Tel Aviv. The U.S. expressed concerns over the changes, which aim to curb the power of the country's Supreme Court. Fox News correspondent Trey Yingst is in Jerusalem with the latest.
The main highway running through Tel Aviv blocked by protesters overnight. Police on horseback, flanked with water cannons, clashed with demonstrators, arresting 18 of them. At least 10 officers were injured. The chaos unfolding after the Israeli parliament passed a controversial judicial reform that prevents the country's Supreme Court from countering future government decisions based on what judges deem as reasonable. The vote sending shockwaves through Israeli society that's seen 29 straight weeks of protest against the bill.
I feel very sad. I feel very big disappointment from our government.
Israeli media report several elite Navy reservists did not show up for duty today, joining more than 10,000 Army Reserve soldiers who are suspending their voluntary service in protest of the judicial reform. While the Biden administration has expressed concern over the fracture this bill caused, the U.S. State Department reassured its closest Middle East ally that military support is unwavering.
There's not going to be any cut or stoppage of military aid, and that is because our commitment to Israel and our commitment to Israel's security is ironclad.
The fallout from Monday's vote also affecting the Israeli economy, with Morgan Stanley lowering the country's credit rating to a dislike stance, and Moody's credit rating agency warning of significant risk to investors due to Israel's uncertain social and political future. Prime Minister Netanyahu pushing back against these new assessments in a statement calling this a momentary response, adding that when the dust clears, it will be clear that the Israeli economy is very strong. In Jerusalem, Trey Yingst, Fox News.
A win-win-win agreement. It's how UPS is describing its deal with the Teamsters Union, which represents hundreds of thousands of UPS workers. Union leaders and UPS reached a tentative labor agreement Tuesday, avoiding a strike many said could have crippled America's logistics nationwide. Fox Business correspondent Edward Lawrence has the story.
I'm proud to say we reached a historic deal with UPS.
The largest single employer strike in U.S. history has been averted. UPS reaching a tentative 5-year contract agreement with the Teamsters Union, representing some 340,000 UPS workers.
It's a $30 billion deal that will go in the pockets of all our members, both full-time and part-time.
The Teamsters calling it an overwhelmingly lucrative contract that raises wages, creates more full-time jobs, and includes workplace protections and improvements like air conditioning and delivery trucks. Among some of the other benefits, no more forced overtime for union drivers on their days off, and for the first time, a full holiday on Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
I think it's a win-win for both of us, but more importantly, for our part-timers.
The deal also includes a provision to increase starting pay for part-time workers from $16.20 an hour to $21 per hour, It's a major win for the union that says part-time Teamsters make up more than half of UPS employees. In a statement, UPS's chief executive also praised the tentative agreement, saying it, quote, continues to reward UPS's full and part-time employees with industry-leading pay and benefits while retaining the flexibility we need to stay competitive, serve our customers, and keep our business strong.
It's a tremendous victory for labor.
Next month, union members will vote to ratify the agreement. At the White House, Edward Lawrence, Fox Business.
A House panel on Wednesday explores whether or not the government is trying to cover up UFOs. Fox News senior congressional correspondent Chad Pergram has the details.
The hearing addresses the most important questions of all time. Is there other life in the universe? And are there truly UFOs?
They keep telling us they don't exist, but they block every opportunity for us to get a hold of the information to prove that they do exist.
GOP Tennessee Congressman Tim Burchett called the hearing. It features military pilots who've seen strange things while flying for the U.S. Burchett thinks the government has something to hide.
I guess you could say, why are they still covering up Kennedy, the Kennedy assassination?
One witness is former intelligence officer David Grush. He contends the military has pieces of a craft that is not from Earth and may even hold remains of an extraterrestrial pilot.
I was struck by the sheer amount of detail, and after speaking with him, I was convinced that the American people deserve to hear from him directly.
After the first hearing on UFOs in 50 years in 2022, Congress mandated the military document claims of UFOs in last year's defense bill.
We're not saying what they are or what they're not. We're saying that there's something our pilots are seeing. We're saying it has had an effect on some of our training operations.
Lawmakers say a lack of transparency suggests the government hides other things, too.
I mean, if they can do it here, what else are we going to give them authority to not tell the American people because they're interested in controlling and keeping us in a bubble?
The truth may be out there, and lawmakers hope this hearing sheds light on the question, are we truly alone? On Capitol Hill, Chad Pergram, Fox News.
Coming up on the second half of our newscast, one of Maine's favorite agricultural fairs is kicking off today. We'll hear details about the Union Fair as Good Morning Maine continues.
In 10 years, Lisa Schneider will have an amazing second act, thanks to career reskilling courses from AARP to help make sure her income lives as long as she does. The younger you are, the more you need AARP.
Puzzles are easy. Family, that's a real challenge. It happens rarely, but every once in a while we all go where we're supposed to go, and everything clicks into place.
Young Sheldon. Weekdays at 6 on Fox 22.
Looking for your dream home? Contact a Next Homie today and see what's available right now. Sellers, get ready to get looped and get sold. With Next Home Experience, we have your buyers.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith, and today is Wednesday, July 26, 2023. Today's also All or Nothing Day. This day encourages people to give their all to every task or dream they embark on, or nothing, if that's how you decide to move forward. Whatever it may be, the key is to break the limit your mind has set and allow yourself to take some risks. Sometimes the people who take the most risks, they end up being the most lucky. I think that's usually how it goes. It's time to dedicate the next 24 hours to achieving tasks you were too cautious to even think about doing before, like cleaning that corner of that room that you've been putting off for months. That's where I'm at. Okay, on this day in history, in 1775, the U.S. Continental Congress created the United States Post Office in Philadelphia under Benjamin Franklin. In 1947, President Harry Truman signed the National Security Act, establishing the Department of Defense, the CIA, the National Security Council, and the Joint Chiefs of Staff. And just 1 year later, in 1948, President Truman signed Executive Order 9981, which abolished racial segregation in the U.S. military. And on this day last year, in 2022, Russia formally announced it will leave the International Space Station at the end of 2024. Maybe they're also looking for UFOs and they're hiding things. I want to follow up on that story. For birthdays today, we have English rocker Mick Jagger, looking kind of like an alien in that photo they picked for him there. He's celebrating his 80th birthday today. Actress Sandra Bullock is celebrating her 59th birthday, and Jason Statham is celebrating his 56th. If they did a movie where Mick Jagger was the alien and Jason Statham would be the one hunting Mick Jagger. They should make a Jason Statham alien movie. I think that would be sick. Okay, enough with riffing on that. Let's check in with meteorologist Devin Biggs to see just how beautiful it's going to be the rest of the week.
Alrighty, Emma, thank you very much. Happy Wednesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Winterport Sheds. Do you need extra storage? A place to live, camp on your lawn, buildings for your pets. Check them out in Winterport or at the Bangor Mall. And, of course, at winterportsheds.com. All right, let's get into things this morning. Some areas are seeing some reduced visibility courtesy of a little bit of fog out there this morning in a few areas. We're noticing it more in Washington County than anybody else. So down east is where we're seeing a lot of this fog. While everyone else, it's kind of hit and miss. Just keep that in mind this morning as you do make that morning commute. But otherwise, though, again, we just have clouds tracking from the southwest to the north and east and some rain showers as well. We had a little bit of lightning earlier with some of these as well, but now this is all tracking off towards the east. We will have a slight chance for a few showers and a rumble of thunder today. Otherwise, most of us will stay dry with a partly cloudy sky. Here's a big picture right now, though. A few little bits of activity in Canada and areas to the south as well. But again, a slight chance for a shower or storm for us this afternoon as we get the daytime heating going. We see that right about in here, not very widespread. Some of us may even miss out on this. But tonight we're dry with a mostly cloudy sky that will be moving in. Otherwise, though, the winds won't be a huge deal today at around 5 to 10 miles per hour at tops. But once we head towards tomorrow, though, the winds do pick up a little bit more. Maybe some gusty winds up to 20 miles per hour at times. Sustained winds at around 5 to 15 miles per hour in a few spots. So for today, though, middle 80s, partly cloudy, a pop-up thunderstorm cannot be ruled out. Southwest wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Our early forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, starting off with a lot of sunshine. Most of that continuing through the afternoon. Again, a pop-up storm cannot be ruled out. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Emma?
Thank you, Devin. Well, it's that time of the year again. Agricultural fairs are opening for business. The Union Fair and Wild Blueberry Festival starts today and runs until Sunday. This is the 152nd year for the fair, which features live animals, a racetrack, rides, games, and more.
For $20 general admission, you get to see all the entertainment. You get unlimited rides at the Midway. You get to see all the animal displays, all the animal shows, and there's free parking. So we think it's a really good bargain.
$20 is a bargain. Unlimited rides. That's fantastic. I want to go now. Okay, the Wild Blueberry Queen and Princess will both be crowned on July 22nd. And also, we can't forget, there will be plenty of iconic fair foods.
What's your favorite food to eat at the fair?
Cotton candy and popcorn.
Is there a Blueberry King, too? I don't know. We'll have to check in about that one. The Union Fair will be open from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. For more information on Maine agricultural fairs, you can visit maine.gov. Also, it's an easy find if you Google Union Fair. Okay, still to come here this morning, Tyler Cruz will have the latest with sports, plus we'll have a special guest talking about the Maine Artisan Bread Fair. So if you're not really close to Union, that's not your thing as much, the Maine Artisan Bread Fair is going on in Skowhegan. So details on these stories and more coming up.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what.
Are you looking at buying a house and would like financing options through the Maine State Housing Authority? Stearns Farm Subdivision on Main Road North in Hamden has 32 houses for sale, which have 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and a 1-car garage for a combined total of 1,400 square feet. In order to qualify for financing, you will need to meet the criteria of the Maine Housing Authority and have a household income of less than $97,900. Please reach out to David Smallwood for more information. 949-3506.
Welcome back to Bangor State Fair. 4 days of summer fun for the whole family at Cross Insurance Center and Bass Park. Welcoming American country singer-songwriter Jameson Rogers. Presented by 97.1 The Bear. Delivering his hits, Some Girls, Cold Beer, Calling My Name, and more to fans of the Grandstand Friday, August 4th at 7 p.m. Your paid admission is your ticket to the show. Bangor State Fair. Presented by U.S. Cellular. August 3rd through August 6th. Tickets, times, and wristband deals at BangorStateFair.com.
There are so many fun things to do in Maine. Now you can enjoy more for less. Check out Half Off Fun from FoxBangor.com.
Penobscot Valley Country Club and the Donald Ross Grill open to the public. Call now to book a tea time today.
There's a limited supply available. It's on sale right now. Save with Half Off Fun from FoxBangor.com.
Get away this summer in the award-winning Hyundai Ioniq 5 EV from Quirk Hyundai. Save $10,500 and buy the all-wheel drive Ioniq for $42,680 and enjoy complimentary maintenance for 3 years or 36,000 miles. It's your Hyundai. Find it at Quirk.
It's an out-of-this-world celebrity competition.
Oh, God.
Stars on Mars, Mondays at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. We're going to start with some basketball news. Free agency started 25 days ago, and finally, the Boston Celtics and All-NBA guard Jaylen Brown have agreed on a contract extension. Brown was eligible for a Supermax contract this offseason after being selected second-team All-NBA. The Supermax is $295 million, but Boston and Brown reached an agreement on the richest deal in NBA history so far, a 5-year extension to the tune of $304 million. The deal keeps the two-time All-Star in Boston through 2029. Now the Celtics have two All-NBA players under 28 years old under contract for the foreseeable future. He averaged 26.6 points per game while shooting 49% from the field last season. Both of those metrics are career highs. In Boston now, we'll move on to some hockey news. Quite the opposite going on with the Bruins here. Longtime center and Bruins captain Patrice Bergeron announcing on Tuesday his decision to hang up the skates. Bergeron helped Boston win a Stanley Cup back in 2011, and he has been with the team since the 2003 season, back when the Red Sox hadn't broken the curse yet. Bergeron is still a 6-time Selke Award winner. That's an NHL record, and he really embodied the spirit of Boston. Here are his comments regarding retirement. He says, quote, "For the last 20 years, I have been able to live my dream every day. I have had the honor of playing in front of the best fans in the world, wearing the Bruins uniform and representing my country at the highest levels of international play. I have given the game everything that I have physically and emotionally," end quote. He also had a lot more to say there. He'll have a press conference on Wednesday. Let's move to some football now. The CAA holding their annual media day on Tuesday morning. Our first chance to hear from Jordan Stevens and co. ahead of training camp. The Black Bears open up camp next Thursday, August 3rd. They'll have about 15 practices all open to the public ahead of the season. Their first official game is about a month from the start of camp at Florida International on September 2nd. Stevens was pleased with the way the team looked in the spring, but just as important is the culture and accountability that have improved the last few months.
Derek Robertson, Vince Thomas, our other captain is not with us, but Kevin Jones, amongst some other guys, have really taken ownership in this team. They've really increased the accountability within the team from top to bottom. And that's something you can hear, you can feel it, you can see it. Those are the signs that we're going in the right direction.
Maine was picked to finish 13th out of the 15 teams in the conference, but the team is nowhere near fazed by it. The goal of going all the way to the conference title has not changed, and the Black Bears want everyone to know that they are much more than what the polls say they are.
Our number one goal at the University of Maine is to win a championship, and we're going to go out every single game and compete, no matter what our ranking is.
What we're competing for is to be number one. That's what we're fighting for every day, and it'll give us a chip on our shoulder, because if you look at us and you think, oh, that's just a team, that they don't have it, they're not going to be, you think we're not going to be disciplined, I promise you're going to be wrong.
All right, let's stay on the football field now. Wishing them luck. Patriots beginning training camp on Wednesday, but the 2023 season officially began Tuesday with veterans reporting for the year. We're just over 45 days out from Week 1 against the Eagles on September 10th, but it's a long way to go until then. They have a few days of pad-free workouts, and then as Bill Belichick said Tuesday, the real training camp begins. As the Patriots normally do, they say they're taking it day by day, but everyone has a lot of work to do.
I think all of us to the man, don't worry about how it's going to shake down. Don't worry about what the outcome is going to be in the fall. You know, if we got whatever we got tomorrow, kickoff return, let's just focus on doing that well and have a good day tomorrow. And then, you know, from there, have a good meeting, get some sleep, come back, do it again.
I mean, we all got a lot of work to do. It's, players have they have things they got to work on, certainly coaches and everybody else in the organization, whether it's, you know, trainers, video people, equipment. I mean, it's always, you know, sharpening your skills and trying to find a better way, more efficient way to do things.
All right, looking forward for that season to get started. Let's go to the Diamond now for some Legion baseball. The Maine State Legion playoffs underway down in Augusta on Tuesday. Let's check out some highlights. The Old Town Orono Twins taking on Ware Butler, the top seed from the South. This might have been the game of the day. Twins down 2-0. Here's Mr. Maine Baseball, Jason Libby, nailing one deep to right field. That one's going to Waterville. A 3-run shot puts them up 3-2. Bottom 5 tied at 3. Ty Bernie in for Ware Butler, a base hit into left. Here's Garrett Card rounding third. Throw to the plate is off. They take a 4-3 lead. But then top 7, Libby again in a clutch spot. He skies it into shallow right. That's going to drop down for a hit. That brings home Gabe Gifford. We are tied at 4. It would go to extras and then a lightning delay. Stop the game in the 10th. Play resumes 10 a.m. Wednesday, tied 4-4. And in more baseball news, the Red Sox traded Kike Hernandez to the Dodgers for 2 minor league relief pitchers. And that is what we're coming in sports. Be right back.
Looking to buy or sell a home? The More True team of Better Homes and Gardens works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Give the ladies of the More True team a call today or visit their Facebook page.
I was hurt in a bad motorcycle accident. I tried to handle it on my own, but I could tell quickly I was in way over my head. The other driver's insurance company was very difficult to work with. That's why I decided to call Joe. Smartest move I ever made. I went from being completely overwhelmed with doctor's appointments and medical bills to feeling normal again. Joe Bornstein's office took care of everything. I was completely satisfied with the outcome. I wish I'd called sooner.
Call Joe today for a free case evaluation. There's never a fee unless you win.
Fear, pain, and anxiety are all feelings associated with dental treatments, but it doesn't have to be that way. Dental lasers offer a way to remove tooth decay without using the dental drill. In fact, we do most dental fillings here at Twin City Dental without numbing, so no needle. And for treatments like root canals or having many teeth extracted, we also provide IV sedation. So call Twin City Dental for your next dentist appointment.
ABC 7, Fox 22, Puffer's Place, and Rocksteady Remedies want to send you to see Joe Russo's Almost Dead live in concert Sunday, August 6th at the Main Savings Amphitheater in Bangor. Sign up to win tickets by registering at Puffer's Place for a great selection of pipes, t-shirts, herbs, incense, CBD, and more. Only 5 minutes from Dexter. Or Rocksteady Remedies in Bangor. Quality medical and recreational under one roof. Win tickets to see Joe Russo's Almost Dead August 6th on the Bangor waterfront.
Looking to buy or sell a home? The More True team of Better Homes and Gardens works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Give the ladies of the More True team a call today or visit their Facebook page.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. I'm here with Tristan Noyes. He is the Executive Director of the Maine Grain Alliance, and he's here to talk about the Maine Artisan Bread Fair. Tristan, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. So it starts today, right? The Maine Artisan Bread Fair.
Yeah, the Kneading Conference and the Maine Artisan Bread Fair that is sort of the capstone to the Kneading Conference begins today. We're having bakers from all over the country, grain enthusiasts, farmers, seed researchers, all gathering in Skowhegan to celebrate the growth of the local grain economy. The Kneading Conference starts today. We'll host about 40 different types of workshops over the course of 3 days, and then ending on Saturday for the Maine Artisan Bread Fair, which will welcome hopefully around 3,000 folks to the Skowhegan State Fairgrounds.
Wow. So what kind of workshops are these like?
Yeah, there are all types of different workshops that speak to interests of all different grain sectors. So much of what we do is around baking, so sourdough baking. There's classes on donuts, on flint corn, growing grains as part of our heritage and seed restoration program that we have at the Maine Grain Alliance.
Wow.
We'll actually go out into the field and look at some of the grain trials that we have been keeping some of these seeds from Seed Savers alive in our trial work.
Wow.
So it really touches along a lot of different types of interests and
heritage growing practices, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, we try to take a really holistic approach to helping to build the grain community through not just baking, but baking through the lens of how does it connect to the farmer, the miller, the maltster, the brewer, and so that's what our programming looks like.
Amazing. And these, you said, register in advance for these workshops,
Yes.
correct?
Still time to register for the Kneading Conference. We have a couple of workshops that begin today, but the lion's share of things begin Thursday morning, so there's still time for like a last-minute registration. And then the Maine Artisan Bread Fair on Saturday has 2 workshops that are open to the public. You can go to kneadingconference.com to register. One on naturally fermented donuts, naturally leavened donuts, and one on wood-fired fougasse, which is a type of flat bread.
Wow. Okay. Something for everybody, it seems. And on that note, too, the day of the event, there's a plethora of vendors. So there's shopping, also live music.
Yes.
It seems like there's plenty of stuff to keep people busy. What are the vendors going to be like?
Oh, it's so much fun. It's a real... It's a really celebratory community of people who are, grain enthusiasts. So we've got vendors, lots of bread, all different types of bread, lots of pastries, brownies, cookies, a lot of them using local grains, but not just baked goods. We're also talking about oils, vinegars, baking accoutrements, tools, your favorite cookbooks, or maybe your soon-to-be favorite cookbook that you'll discover kind of perusing the bread fair stores. There's also a kids education and kids fun area. We'll be making likely little flatbreads, little pizzas in our uni ovens.
Something for everyone.
Something for everybody.
And hey, on that note, for people to learn more and register, what's the website?
Kneadingconference.com /bread-fair, and you'll see the whole list of all of the vendors there, and learn more about our work, which is helping to inspire and empower people who are building regional grain economies.
Right, because Maine Grain Alliance is a nonprofit, right?
Nonprofit, 501c3. We work across all different types of education. The bread fair is now in its 13th year. The Kneading Conference started in 2007. This is one of the original shirts from that first event.
Awesome.
And we still have a lot of work that we do around helping to build both the access ways for local grains to enter into the market and the community that will support the growth of farms in support of local grains.
So important. Tristan, we're about out of time. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. We'll have all that information up on our website, foxbangor.com, very shortly. We'll send it over to Devin Biggs for that full weather forecast.
Alrighty, Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Winterport Sheds. Do you need extra storage? A place to live? Camp on your lot? Buildings for your pets? Check them out in Winterport or at the Bangor Mall, and of course at winterportsheds.com. All right, let's get into things this morning. Fog down east in parts of Washington County. We're seeing that this morning. Other spots, so there's a little bit of reduction in visibility, so not very widespread. It's just kind of hit and miss. Just keep that in mind. You might encounter some fog as you do make that morning commute. We've also had some showers and a few rumbles of thunder that developed recently overnight into the early morning hours as well. A lot of that is now tracking off towards the east. We'll get the clouds out of here. The fog will get out of here as well. A lot of sunshine today. A pop-up shower or thunderstorm cannot be ruled out during the afternoon period, though. We have an area low pressure not too far away that might be just enough to get a shower or a storm going, but most of us, though, will stay dry with a lot of sunshine. That'll be across the region. So futurecast moving forward for today, there's that pop-up chance for a shower or storm, especially in the northern parts of the state. Farther down to the south, that chance becomes even less. So overall, most of today will be looking pretty good. As we move forward overnight tonight, a mostly cloudy sky. Not too worried about any fog overnight tonight, though. But as we head towards Thursday morning, watching for clouds along with scattered showers and thunderstorms that will be moving in. Some of those we may have to watch, though. Some of those may get on the stronger side, especially later into the day for your Thursdays that you do move through. But once we head towards early Friday morning, a lot of that begins to get out of here. So Thursday, we need to watch closely. There is a marginal threat out for Thursday, so that means some of the storms could pack a little bit of a punch with some gusty winds and some small hail with that, especially further down to the south and west as well, with some hail and damaging winds there. So we'll keep an eye on this as we head towards your Thursday. Otherwise, though, rain chances for today rather minimal, hardly anything at best for today, at least through midnight tonight. But now running this through Friday, though, here we go. Maybe some spots seeing up to an inch of rain before we're all finished up. Our average high temperature is 81 degrees. We'll reach for the middle 80s today and tomorrow. Upper 80s to lower 90s for your Friday. We cool off for the weekend in the middle to upper 70s, and we remain in the middle 70s Monday and also into your Tuesday. And dew points will feel those as well, though. Dew points will also be in the 60s the next few days, possibly even some lower 70s once we head towards Thursday and the parts of Friday. But Saturday and beyond, we fall back down to the comfortable territory into the 50s. So your forecast for today, middle 80s, partly cloudy, a pop-up thunderstorm cannot be ruled out. Southwest wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, middle 60s, becoming mostly cloudy. South wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, scattered showers and thunderstorms. Some of those may get on the stronger side, though, producing some gusty winds and small hail. Highs in the mid-80s and a southwest wind up to around 20 miles per hour. Alrighty, here is a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Winterport Sheds. We're partly cloudy on Friday. Highs in the upper 80s to lower 90s. More storms for you Saturday. Highs in the upper 70s. Mid-70s Sunday with a mostly sunny sky.
Who likes to drink good coffee? At Carabassa Coffee Company, we roast premium quality coffee beans from all over the world. Roasted to perfection in small batches, our coffee is always fresh. We offer a large selection, including our specialty blends, organics, single origins, decaf, and flavor. Whether you like light, medium, or dark roasts, we have coffee to suit every taste. We offer flat rate shipping for online orders, and we ship fast. Carabassa Coffee Company. Drink good coffee.
Silver Fox Automotive is a family-owned and operated company with more than 30 years of experience. We are originally from the county and offer competitive prices and promise you will be completely satisfied with our work. We offer a stress-free experience to both our new and returning customers. We only use parts from reputable brands to ensure your vehicle is safe to drive. Here at Silver Fox, there will always be a friendly face to greet you. Come see us at 2004 Audlin Road in Herman.
What can your John Deere compact tractor do? Attachments for any job. Financing that's as easy as...
like getting a library card.
Affordable.
You're going to get this bigger tractor, and it's going to be less money.
Dependable.
Through the rain, through the snow, I'll work through it all.
Comfortable.
And I haven't any idea how we survive without it.
Experience United and build a tractor package customized for you.
Live from the Maine Lobster Festival in Rockland, it's the Lobster Crate Races. Watch all the excitement, the thrills, splashes and spills in the chilly waters as crowds cheer on racers of all ages. Lobster Crate Races, live from the Maine Lobster Festival in Rockland, Sunday, August 6th. Starting at 1:30 p.m. And you can only watch it on Fox 22.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. It looks like we're about out of time for now. If you missed anything, please head to foxbangor.com. We'll be back at noon with Susan Farley on ABC. Have a good day.